G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today we've got a super exciting episode. We're at the 2019 Avalon International Air Show. There's some crazy stuff going on. We're going to be covering a whole bunch of drone racing between international teams. We got the Oz Defence Force here, the Army, the Air Force, and also, big sneak peek, we're going to be checking out and taking a flight this little bad boy right here, this FPV, I don't know what to say drone, but this little FPV machine. It is crazy. It's probably worth more than your house, and the little Black Hornet is absolutely insane. So we'll also be putting that through its paces. So definitely stay tuned. I'm here with Grumpy Trev, CTC, Wingman Jono's behind the camera. Let's rock and roll, have some fun, and find out what this air show is all about. All right, let's do it. What about, have you ever tried FPV racing?
Any chance we can borrow it for the weekend and test flight?
What I'm about to do.
Simulating the Romeo helicopter.
What do you reckon, Trev? Do you reckon he's, how good is Stuart Sims?
He's going to crash and burn.
I have flown quite a lot with goggles. Yeah.
So
right,
we
let's
got
do it. What do we got?
three main controls here today. So on the floor you've got the pedals. You're pushing forward will drop your nose and make you go forward.
Yep, okay.
Pulling back.
Yep.
Go back.
So this is my pitch and roll.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's freaking me out a little bit. Adam, how are we going?
I think you're doing pretty well here at the moment.
Well,
Did you park it in the water?
yeah, I did. Isn't that what you meant to do? Over in this tent over here, what we're going to do, there's like a race between the different militaries around the world and also some other civvy pilots all coming together over drone racing. So that's what we're here today for. We're going to go over there, film that, meet the pilots, talk about what drone racing means to them, and see if we can see any new tech. Anyway, let's do it. Have some fun in 3, 2, 1. Warrant Officer Chris Payne, flying officer Del O'Sullivan right here as well. Now the big one, come in boys, so we're a bit more into the camera. A big one today. This is all about, I guess, promoting drone racing as a sport, as a hobby, and this is the first time, I guess, we've ever had a live race mixed with defense at an operational airfield. Yeah. So anyway, can one of you guys tell us what's today all about? What's this special tent about? What are we doing? What's going to go down?
Today we're demonstrating drone racing to the public here at Avalon Air Show. A bit of a STEM engagement activity, so that's science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So we're demonstrating that to high school kids, or I guess anyone of the general public, and just showing them how awesome drone racing is and how much fun you can actually have.
And you actually started for the Air Force, the drone racing team, and there's a big rivalry. Warrant Officer Chris over here, he's been also giving it a bit of stick back and forth between who's going to win, because there's also, you're going to be racing the public, I believe. Yeah. So East Side is coming down, so we've got some really high profile pilots like BMS, Thomas, and also Granger FPV, so that's my boy right there. I hope he does well. But also, who's going to win? What's going on? Who's going to win in the defense side of things?
I'll answer that question. Easily Air Force.
I'll let you go first. It's not the only time you're going to come first.
Okay. Well, you know, I believe I saw one of the New Zealand pilots absolutely ripping it. Like screaming around, getting some very, very top times. Right, so what we might do now, we're gonna go have a bit of a flight, watch some race footage, show some DVR, all that sort of stuff, have some fun at this air show, because there is heaps and heaps of cool stuff, and then we'll check in with a couple of pilots and find out what drone racing means to them, and I guess what is so awesome about the sport, because I know UAVfutures, it's all about getting people flying, so let's do it, go talk to some pilots and find out what it's all about. All right, awesome. Thanks lads.
No worries.
Flight Sergeant Justin Braithwaite.
Galbraith, well done. Galbraith.
So anyway, but yeah, you've actually been into the hobby for a little while as well, and this is a bit of a personal thing because you know somebody that I used to be friends with at high school that was kind of into drone racing, and long story, it's kind of come full circle, so that's pretty cool for me. But I would love to know what's your involvement in the drone racing. That'll be our first question. What's your involvement here today?
So we've recently started the RAF drone racing team.
Yep.
The Army called out the Air Force last year at the Military International Drone Racing Tournament in Sydney.
Yep.
And they said, we challenge Air Force, and Air Force didn't have a team at the time, so it just happened that a lot of people knew I was into drone racing and enjoy it. And I also hang out with the Fpv Cadets, and the Fpv Cadets have a UAV section. So I grabbed a couple of guys from the UAV section, and we basically formed up the first RAF drone racing team, which has only been around for now about 3 months.
Yep.
So this is our second event in the 3 months.
How do you feel you're holding up against the Army people? So
actually,
on the clock, on the racetrack, what's it like?
Dello's doing well. He's probably our fastest pilot.
Yep.
He's actually right up there. He's improved a lot in the last 3 months. He's been
What's the best part about this for you? Like today, what's the best part?
This is the camaraderie here is just fantastic. To be honest, Air Force, Army, and Navy, we do take the piss out of each other all the time, but it's really, really good. Everybody's helping everybody keep these drones going because this course is fairly brutal.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of crashes, crashes here today.
Course. Usually when you make a mistake and you hit a gate and you go high to save, you can't go up here.
And here, people have said this is like a trampoline. It just flings you straight back down. Do you find you get a lot of people coming from high school or anything like that who are the typical people that are into this hobby? Do you find?
Everybody's very interested in the hobby. Everyone amazed at the speeds that we're flying. A lot of people haven't seen this kind of racing, especially not at an air show. This is the first time it's been at an air show.
Yep.
So lots of people interested. The school kids love it, and obviously with the Air Force pushing the STEM technology, the science, technology, engineering, and maths, the people that can actually assemble, program, and fly this are going to be the maintainers, the engineers, and the pilots of tomorrow. So that's what the Air Force is pushing for the next generation Air Force, basically.
And here's one I'm quite interested in because I haven't met, I guess, too many international drone pilots. Do you find they're relatively the same crew? Is there a big diversity there, or what are the sort of people you're meeting? Do you find Australian drone pilots are different to the ones in New Zealand?
Yeah, that's really good. They're very similar pretty much everywhere. I've the Australian Army guys, Air Force guys, and then all the guys I race with back at my club and on my NZTF team. All the same sort of guys, all like really into it, all helping each other out.
Yeah, I guess my first race, I had so many butterflies and such.
Yep.
Like I was shaking, sticks were shaking, and the quad was shaking. But I guess it's just keep going back, keep going to keep racing, keep going back, keep having fun.
If you're going to start on the simulator. It's a lot cheaper to crash in a simulator in real life and get through the first few months, I'd say. You're going to crash a lot, accept it, and just keep cracking.
Yep.
Look, to improve your lap times, for me personally, I need to complete a lap.
Yes.
That's where I'm presently
is good
at.
advice, okay.
But it is smooth is slow is fast.
How do you find coming in? So if people are looking at this at home, they're a little bit worried about it, or maybe they feel intimidated because these things go so fast. What would your advice be to those people?
My advice would be, well, I was just in the same heat for the last 2 days as Thomas BMS, and let's just say he's whipping around 3 laps within 120 seconds. I'm struggling to get 1 lap. It's run your own race.
Yep.
It is all about getting out there. If you don't go on try, you're never going to succeed. So just continue to persevere. They've all been in that spot before, and the community has been absolutely fantastic in support.
And I want to touch on that. So community, I think FPV has one of the best communities, whether it be in the Army, the Air Force, whether it be civilians, whether it be just flying with your mates or a local club. There is no better, as far as I'm concerned, community than FPV, because it's like if you know someone in FPV, you're automatically friends with them. You just want to get people flying, and I don't know if that rings true for your experience.
Yeah, look, it certainly does. We've had a young cadet here who had a little bit of aged gear, and pretty much from day one, when he didn't pass the scrutineering, everyone banded together and gave him whatever equipment they could to try and get up in the air so everyone could fly.
Drone racing to me is more of an accessory to the freestyle because we don't have much of a racing scene up in Darwin. So for the Army, this is fantastic. This is the biggest thing we've ever done. for the wider drone racing community, it gets more exposure.
He's had one race, he's already smashed up some quads yesterday. How you going today?
I'm going good today. I'm not too bad, but hopefully next pack will be better.
Now we did turn up super early and it is already crazy windy, so I'm not too sure how it's going to go. What do you think? We've got some big competition here today too. In the civilians, we got Red Roo, BMS. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. My game plan's just to get out there and just stay away from them, like as far in front as I can. But
Okay.
I'm trying my best, and hopefully my best is
Yeah,
good
you
enough.
better come through because I've been talking you up all week, mate.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Granger's going to smash it. Granger's going to smash it.
That's what makes little jets, isn't it?
I heard they're doing rides on it later. You gonna get on?
Yeah, mate, I reckon I can sit on that up there. No worries.
That's pretty much just with pilots.
Wonder how big the lipo is. Think of that.
The win, man.
So we got this massive one behind us, but what's in the front? Good old run cam.
Run cam Eagle, is it?
Yeah.
Not bad.
What do we got here? So this is our FS500, the little one.
Yep.
So drone racing at the moment is really exciting, but for spectators they can't see the drones. So the idea of these is you can see them.
Put Leah on the spot here. How fast can this thing go?
About 120k an hour.
What's its flight time?
About 2 minutes.
And why do they have two
so
FPV
you've got
cameras?
the HD broadcast quality video as well as the FPV footage. The
This
FPV
broadcast
video.
HD?
Yes.
Oh, can I have a squeeze? Can you? Oh.
Has that one got 2 in it? Yep.
Yep.
Good.
Oh, a Connex in there? Okay, like so a bit higher latency, high stream, and a normal FPV stream.
Yep.
So that's the FS1. So that's sort of the aspirational concept for the future. This is 10 to 50 minute flight time depending on
50 minute?
10 to 15 minute
Oh,
flight
15,
time.
okay,
Yeah. Depending on the battery, depending on maximum current draw that you do and how you manage your current. But there's 15 kilowatts.
Now is
per
this for the
corner.
everyday racer, for specialised pilots?
So
So it's
this-
like the F1 of something
Yeah,
where only
this-
select pilots?
This is the sort of thing that would be a midday race at the Red Bull Air Races.
Okay.
That sort of level of commitment.
Alright,
This
and,
is
and what's the voltage on this bad boy?
15S, but we'd like to go up to 30.
Yep.
Peak,
There's some big motors.
yeah, so peak current draws, if you punch the throttle,
Yep.
you'll get about 1,800 amps.
Okay, alright. What do you reckon, Jono? Should we put Crash Test Cal behind the speed run on this thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You might
can take it.
Yeah, might need a bit more of a shield.
The speed run would be a good. We do need somebody to get the speed gun out.
Okay, so there you go, Cal. We can get you a bit of contract work, mate. You can come and speed gun this thing. We'll see how fast it goes. No worries. Thank you very much.
No problem.
What tips you got for the military to help them improve those lap times?
So I reckon you just got to concentrate on your lines. Like, don't over throttle it. It's like the classic sort of the classic cliche, but if you're smooth, if you're slow, you're smooth, and if you're smooth, you're fast. You may have heard of that one.
Yeah. We're back here, Warrant Officer Chris Payne. Now, I didn't know this when I first interviewed you, but you're actually an operator for the Black Hornet, is that correct?
That's correct. I'm qualified to operate the Black Hornet.
All right, now for those of you who don't know, the Black Hornet is probably the most expensive little micro FPV drone you have ever seen. It pretty much is going to cost more than some people's houses maybe. But can you take us through what's in the kit, what's it look like, and then maybe we'll get a chance to fly it a little bit later. All right, so that's it. This is your military FPV kit.
That's correct. This is the kit that the soldier will wear on their ensemble.
Yep, I'm going to get Jono to hold the camera here actually.
Yeah. Yes, this is the control station and the hangars for the 2 aircraft that I'm currently wearing.
Yep.
So basically, this is your first-person view screen. So it's on generally on the chest of their armour while they're patrolling. The 2 hangars, so you've got 2 aircraft and your controller. The great piece of kit of this is a single hand control. Yep. So while they're out in the field, they're still able to use their weapon.
Okay, so we got the radio, we got our FPV goggles right here. Where's the goods? Let's break it out.
Drum roll. The bird is here.
Rightio, so what can you tell us about this? Because this looks pretty cool. You've probably seen this online as well. You've probably seen a lot of pictures of it. It's the Black Hornet, right?
It's the Black Hornet version 3.
Can I hold it?
You can hold it. It's 33 grams worth of weight.
I can see we've got a little antenna there.
Yep.
What does it do? Well, first, what's it used for?
So this is used for more situational awareness and reconnaissance of different positions and things. So basically, the similar thing for most drone technology is to remove the human person from the threat element, the threat area. So we can now turn around and instead of sending a guy around the corner or down the gully to turn around and see what is happening, we can actually send this out to 2 kilometres. So 20-minute flight time.
Yep.
Out to 2 kilometres.
Wait, this gets 20 minutes?
That gets 20 minutes. That battery there.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know.
And this is why it's a game changer. I can now fly for 20 minutes out to 2 kilometres and go view areas that I would not normally, or I would have had to put boots on the ground for.
Still can't believe, like we get like 2-3 minutes. That's getting 20 minutes.
That's getting 20 minutes.
That's crazy. All right. That's what about how is it very agile?
Look,
how do you find it versus your race drone?
I can leave it a go. Once I've launched it, it will GPS hover. So it will be stable as anything, up to 15 meters per second. It's very simple, and I'll show you later when we fly it. I can do hands off, drop the control, and it will hold its position and do whatever it needs to do.
And you got 2 of them?
I've got 2 of them. So there's 2 birds. There's a day and a night version.
Does this charge it as well?
So this base
We've got to really yell here because it's kind of noisy. We've got a crazy drone race. Does this charge it as well?
Yeah, this base station will recharge both these aircraft at least twice before recharging the base station.
Okay.
So the soldier out in the field will be able to go and do up to 4 missions with the aircraft he has before having to find some alternate method.
Oh, someone's
some alternate method of charging the base station.
Okay. What's the actual video like? Versus your goggles that we're used to. How does this compare? The footage that you see here.
So,
is there latency?
There's no, it's minuscule latency compared to exactly what we see on the racing quads. So
it's almost similar to that.
Almost similar to that.
What?
The quality is extremely high. Not 1080p, but it's getting up there for the flying camera. But we can snapshot and get high res photos.
And so you're getting like 720p at 2 kilometers range with 20-minute flight times. Streams straight to you. The Black Hornet, let's take it for a spin, see what it can do. I can barely hear it. So walk us through, what are you doing right now?
Right now I'm just waiting for stable GPS position, and there it's launched.
Okay. What's happening right now? So is that just hovering, doing its own thing?
It's hovering, there's a bit of wind around, so I'm just a little bit of counter maneuver. Just because it's GPS hold and it can move it around a little bit with our wind.
All right, and I'm going to see. You can barely hear this thing as well.
That's it. Around 2-3 meters away, you're not going to notice that the actual aircraft is there.
Stabilisation?
Yeah, so it's doing stabilisation, and that's purely because it is being thrown around with quite gusty
bit of wind.
At the moment.
Yeah, so. And what about the controller? What's that look like? So you can all do it one-handed?
You can all. It is a single-handed operation. Purely.
Do you reckon you can send it through that gate?
I most definitely can progress through the course.
All right.
It's very sneaky, that's for sure. I reckon it'll do a great recon job. You can't hear it at all. I definitely can't hear it because I'm half deaf, but that thing would sneak up right behind me. I wouldn't even notice.
Find it easier, like most line of sight pilots, to keep the tail pointed towards you?
Look, it does help, certainly for orientation and for the little display I'm doing, which is more line of sight. But generally, when you're flying this, you launch it, you put it up in the sky, and it's pretty much goggles down, as it would be for the racing.
What else have we got on the screen here? So we've got does it say wind direction?
Yeah, so we'll get wind direction, we'll get the different signals that we need to make sure the aircraft is going well. And
some battery voltage.
Yeah, we also get direction of where the airframe is from you. So basically everything we need to turn around and actually, maintain the system in a serviceable state, as well as do the job.
Yeah. It runs Betaflight, yeah?
Yeah, Betaflight. Yeah.
You didn't win, but congratulations, Thomas. Well done.
Thank you so much.
He's so modest, it's kind of annoying. You took first place. I think you were like first in every single race you had, is that correct?
Yeah, I had a really good run.
Yeah,
so I got
yeah,
a clean
first
race.
every single time. I'm going to take a little bit of his modesty, so no, well done. What are your final thoughts on this event here at the Avalon Air Show for 2019 and everything that was put on?
It's been really good. Personally for me, I mean, obviously the whole thing, I've been to this air show since I was like 2 years old every year, so actually being a part of the displays for me is just being like, well, I guess about this, hang out with the military guys. I mean, you know, we're like-minded, so we're the connection through FPV, but talking about what they do and just sort of hanging out, having fun. That's always awesome, the social aspect, but then also connecting with the people in the industry. I think this is where there might be a bit of a shift now, where you've got people like General Dynamics, Lockheed Martin looking into this now. They've actually got people now that have seen what the racing is firsthand. So I'm really excited to see what comes from this. So from all aspects, this race has been awesome. Even people's flying skills. The amount people's flying has changed in a week. Like a lot of the NZ guys, the Aussie guys, RAF guys, their flying has changed so much in the last week. They've grown so much as pilots. I'm kind of terrified to see what's going to happen in the next races.
Well,
so
I think hopefully someone knocks you off one day, because otherwise you're the only person I interview because you're winning so often. So no, but it's been awesome. And what do you think about flying at actually an operational airfield?
Oh, it's amazing. It's the coolest thing ever.
Because I didn't think that would happen. Like to hear we actually got drone racing, where there's planes and choppers and a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah,
I think
especially
it's really, really cool.
In Australia, we have like obviously lots of paperwork and stuff to get through to make things happen, but this has all been done over official channels, and the fact that the approvals are done, it's been a success. The flow-on effect this will have to other races, and just everything's going to be big. Like we were talking about, they're already looking at getting this at another RAAF base at the end of this year. And if that comes through, that means this could become a regular occurrence. We're having these sort of races traveling with the tent, and that could mean then also new leagues can form. So I think where this goes is going to be really big. There's stuff falling everywhere.
It's a little bit windy here. No worries. Well, I just want to say thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Big shout out to the Eastside crew who set this up. Big shout out to Defence and all the people who came down, because it wouldn't be possible with about everybody coming together. On that, subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, oh, we didn't improv that. You meant to say happy flying.
Okay, sorry.
Happy flying.
Happy flying.